I'm Spencer.
And I don't have hatred.
And this is The Itch. And we're here to talk about some recent hatred issues and some things that Twitch is doing to combat these adults-only games.
What?
Believe.
I mean, we're all adults here, but...
No, it's just believe. It's just believe.
Like Halo.
Naruto!
Anyway.
So, can you believe hatred is making headlines again?
Yeah, I can, because that's their MO. The thing that's interesting about hatred is it's recently confirmed to not have been, or to be not distributed by GOG.
Okay,
which is...
And remember, Hatred is that game about, like, ultra-violence where you run through and just kill.
Yeah, it's not...
And it's rated adults only now.
Yes.
Is the point.
It was rated recently by the ESRB, and they flat out said, hey, the depictions of violence are intense. And this was the first game, if I remember correctly, in a very long time that got an adults-only rating from violence by itself.
Was the only one Manhunt? Was it Manhunt 2 or something?
Manhunt, yeah. Was another one, I think Postal.
Postal.
But yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. But
let's not sing that song.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and not sing that song.
All right.
Let's not sing that song.
So, with the lack of distribution from GOG, a lot questions have been raised. Hey, is this censorship? And I think that's a very interesting point. What do you have to say about it? Do you think that's censorship?
It's not censorship if you don't show it. If you don't completely show it, then it's not censorship. If you show it, but cover parts of it, then that, to me, would be censorship. I guess it's censorship in the way that they're not showing it, and therefore they're choosing what art people can see. I guess in that way it is censorship. But I think that a private company should be allowed to show whatever they want.
A distributor or the creator?
Oh, we're talking about GOG right now?
Yes.
I mean, in the same sense, yeah. I mean, it's up to them to show what they want. It is a form of censorship. Yeah, I could agree with that.
Okay. I mean, I disagree just because I think it's more about like they run a business.
Yeah. So I mean, if they don't want to, they're a private business and they can do what they want.
Yeah, they can be like, hey,
That doesn't mean it's not censorship. It just means that they have their own rules of what they can do and they do it.
Well, regardless, it looks like Steam is still running with it. And I think that's the only distributor besides the actual website itself, maybe, for Hatred. So, I mean, I guess obviously it affects sales, I guess, because it's accessibility in some sense. But more specifically and crazily, Twitch decided very recently, to go ahead and ban all adults-only rated games. Adults only in America, but different ratings in different countries. A lot of them essentially equaling adults only.
That's a real doozy.
It's a real doozy. You know why? Because some heavy hitters are in there. We're talking...
Like what?
Your Grand Theft Autos. We're talking... What?
I was just talking to the producer.
What the fuck did he say? What the fuck did he say?
Anyway. He said, let's get some beer.
Sure he did. Y'all against me, because I'm black. Anyway, so here's a couple of things about the game that shut up. Here's a couple of interesting things about Twitch is they came out with this recently. Obviously, it looks like it combats specifically hatred. This is a form of censorship, but considering that's owned by Amazon, you know why they did it. Amazon's kind of more family friendly. They want to show off a friendlier vibe, I guess you can say, or whatever. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
Amazon's been suggesting dildos to me for years now.
Hey, man, whatever you
Just because you keep buying dildos.
Stop buying dildos.
Family friendly. Why is it suggesting them?
Damn it, Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby. Stop buying dildos.
But, no, that was Cartman. But anyway, they're showing off this better vibe of being like, hey, we don't want to associate ourselves with that. They haven't really confirmed that that's the reason, but it's clear to see with the release date approaching. Hey, banning all adults-only games kind of alludes to hatred.
I think there's a silly notion of what the rating system in this country, but I'm sure in every country is
different.
is just how silly we look at things. Like the game we just reviewed, The Witcher, spoiler alert, has you helping an aborted fetus find new life in the afterlife through digging it up. And
isn't that in another game you played? You do a lot of aborted fetus games.
It's really kind of a fetish, but it's just that is so much worse than any form of violence that there could be.
Yeah.
And for some reason in this country, we're just like, yeah, but we don't like, violence.
Stick of truth. You're literally dodging a scrotum.
Stick of truth, you're dodging a scrotum, you're crawling into an anus and, like, blowing...
And that's about an aborted fetus.
Blowing packets of semen with, like, magic. It's just really...
Yeah.
What we consider adults only is kind of skewed.
Go to Japan and you're looking at SARA rating, I believe. Completely different guidelines. ESRB is not global in that sense. It's national.
Does their blood have to be like rainbow color or something, or has to be another color besides red?
They're more strict than we are. So they have a hard time with dying light, for instance, or they'll have a harder time with. I know a big one. I think Europe had a hard time with the torture scene in Grand Theft Auto 5. Which, I mean, me personally, I was like, I didn't really agree with the scene. I thought it was, like, tacked on, to be perfectly honest with you. But regardless, they had a hard time with a scene like that. So different countries affect ratings differently. But Twitch being US and having people who are in the UK stream on this, they're following US's guidelines. So if you have an PEGI 18 game, that's considered adults only, I believe. So that affects other games just because you're in a different country. Which is, hey, however you want to take it. You might as well just said, hey, we're not showing hatred.
So is it because Twitch is free? Because I'm pretty sure I've seen some bad shit on just cable TV.
Okay.
This stuff. I mean, for American TV, a lot of the games right now are doing worse things. I would argue.
Okay. But
compared to cable TV,
I think
any mature games are doing worse things than cable TV.
Yeah, mature games. I mean, look at Witcher. I mean, come on.
Grand Theft Auto. You want your kid to watch Grand Theft Auto, but you don't want them to watch Hatred. That seems a little bit bizarre to me.
Correct, and it really does go both ways.
It's the tone.
Yeah. Hatred doesn't have a story, therefore it's okay. Or it's not okay that it's so violent. But Grand Theft Auto has a story, so it can be as violent as it wants.
I think the main thing that's bad about the problem that I have with Hatred, and I've always had a problem with Hatred, in the sense is that it's like torture porn. It's made to shock you, to be like, oh hey, isn't that like cool or whatever? Because it's so gratuitously violent, they're like, oh, we're gonna get people to talk about it, which is fine.
So like Saw.
Okay, but the difference between that is that you're affecting an entire demographic by that association. We've all come into this situation plenty of times where someone is stereotyped a gamer or stereotyped, like Fox News, like on the regular, don't they? Like every week, oh, this gamer's playing Super Smash Brothers, he hit a sister, fucking gaming and violence. Right? It comes out of nowhere. It's like, oh, Final smashed her, whatever. But due to the fact that Hatred is trying to go that route so harder than something like Saw. Saw is violent, sure, but the way Hatred markets itself, it's no holds barred. There's really not that much censorship. There's nothing sped up. Everything's pretty violent, right? They're affecting an entire demographic, unfortunately, by that, because we're such a new demographic. People are starting to get stupid and think that, oh, hey, everyone must like Hatred. I spent the whole week looking up other stuff about Hatred just to to do this to do this story.
Yeah.
Apparently, fucking everyone likes Hatred. People who don't know about games think we all like Hatred.
Oh yeah.
And we're all like that.
Oh, so we all play World of Warcraft?
We all play World of Warcraft. We all like Hatred. We all play Pokemon.
And nobody plays World of Warcraft anymore.
Fucking
yeah, I gave up on that one.
It's a dying game, let's be honest. But anyway, that's my main stigma. I have a problem with just affecting the entire culture just to get your game to launch. I think there's better ways to go about it. But that's just my take on it. Regardless, Twitch is taking this route where they decide, hey, you know what, adults only is banned, hurting more people than they know, instead of just, hatred. Which is, come on, let's be honest, that's where they were going towards.
Yeah, just
admit it. Like, come on. But with the advent of this censorship, do you think there's going to be anything else that comes up? You think they're going to censor other stuff? I mean, Mortal Kombat tournaments are hosted in places other than America. You think that's not going to get censored? Go to Ustream.
I think this was just meant to derail people that want to make violent games for violence sake.
Yeah.
Because obviously they're not banning mature games, which aren't that far off from any adults-only game.
Yeah, I mean, in America, in other places.
Right.
They're banned.
In America.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to make a huge impact or anything like that. I think people just aren't going to make an adults-only game, which whatever Whatever crosses the threshold, we just won't see.
Yeah.
And they'll just keep making Grand Theft Auto 5.
I mean, adults only are usually asking for a game not to sell well. Because
Yeah.
the demographic is so limited at that point.
Yeah.
You have the kidders, whatever. Well, guys, anyway, I'm Justin,
I'm Spencer.
and this is The Edge.
Make sure to
like, comment, subscribe.
check us out on This Is The Itch on Twitch.
We do new videos. Everybody.
Thanks for watching.
Everybody.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. It's hitting them a little.